Foremost, you guys, thank you guys for joining. Today is going to be, we have about 14 listings. We're going to be able to have more of an impromptu conversation also as well at the end. Today is the back to school slash everybody's going to be finishing up their last vacation type of broker forum today. So we're going to have our turnout, but we're going to really focus on going in person next month. And like I mentioned to you guys, be on the lookout. DJ, we are going to want to send a doodle out to everybody who attended today because we're going to want to go over the specific sites that we're going to be putting our, I'm going to call it broker forum mixer. Okay. So keep in mind that we're going to be sending you guys out a doodle for that. So JV and DJ, be mindful of that. But again, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, guys, this is a broker forum, the CCIM Greater Los Angeles Broker Forum. And what we do here is that we actually go over a series of listings, we ask questions, we learn about the stories, and then from there, we want to be able to encourage other people who are on the line. And also in the general public, this is actually being streamed on YouTube, on Facebook, and you'll be able to have this available for your marketing materials. So we are advancing with technology with AI. So we're hoping to have actual snippets for you, our presenters. So thank you again for presenting and also incentivize you to present to our chapter. We're going to be putting together a plan to, in essence, share with you your snippet or your presentation from our YouTube videos. So we're hoping to put that together here by the end of the year. It's on the plan for the Broker Forum team. And again, this is another encouragement for the group to share their listings, be able to take advantage of some free marketing for members only. Apparently, yes, that's another catch right there. You have to be a member to get some of the free marketing. That's not so free. There you go. So let's keep going. Our moderator, obviously you guys have me here. I'm with KW Commercial Beverly Hills, here as your moderator. For those of you who don't know me, I serve on the board for CCIM Greater Los Angeles, and here to be a resource for everybody, and again, host this broker forum. So keep going. Again, we wouldn't be able to do all this without the support and contribution of our sponsors. So we're going to go through the lineup real quick, and then we're going to have what you call a sponsor highlight. So thank you to our platinum sponsors. We have CoStar Group, who is our platinum sponsor. Let's keep going. We have our gold sponsors, RPM Commercial, Restorez Emergency Services, and Bank of America. And for those of you who don't know, Bank of America is our in-person host. And they've been so gracious all year with us. And I think we're looking to find another office as well to kind of move it around. So for those of you who have spaces available in the San Gabriel Valley or in the Valley, wherever have you, please also let us know. Silver sponsors, we have an incredible mix of silver sponsors who range from brokerage services all the way to inspections, to green, so a variety of different services here. So I encourage you guys to check with our vendors to see how they can support you and your business. We have cost segregation. We have a lot. So we'll keep going. Perfect. We'll just, again, here's the list of attorneys. We have Crexy. You guys see everybody there. Let's just keep going and thank you again to our silver sponsors. We have our bronze and copper sponsors as well who support our chapter, and we wouldn't be able to do all that we do without them. So we appreciate them, and we want to send them as much business as we can. So let's continue on. All right. So we have our sponsor highlight today from one of our silver sponsors, Marika. If you're on the line, yay!
All yay! Right. I'm on the line.
Welcome. So if you can, you got your time, share with us who you are, what you do, how you can help us, and then we'll open it up to the audience to ask questions.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Marika Erdely, founder and CEO of Green Economy. Green Economy is an energy consulting and construction company. What does that mean? We do the compliance reports that are required for the city of LA, all buildings over 20,000 square feet, state of California, over 50,000 square feet. And then Santa Monica is going to have their own. I think West Hollywood's looking into one. Beverly Hills, maybe. So these compliance reports are annual requirements. So we do those reports through the Energy Star software. We also do energy and water audits. So if you have a building that has a high energy use, we can go out and figure out what's going on. We can meter it. What we were going to plan to do on a building yesterday, a super high usage, like what's really going on in this building. We also are a contractor, so we can do LED retrofits. Just so you know, fluorescent lighting is going to be banned in California starting January 1st, 2025. So if your building or your client's building still has fluorescent lighting, it's a big no-no. Let's change it. There are still incentives out there. Also, there's money from the Inflation Reduction Act for solar, for all kinds of, for battery storage, for major renovations. So there's a lot of free money out there from the federal government and the Inflation Reduction Act that President Biden put into play in 2022. So if you have a client that's buying a building that needs a lot of work, or you have a client that needs to have building compliance reporting, let us know. We will help them save energy, increase that NOI, and increase the value of the property.
Question. I have a
Yes.
question. I already have a question. So what buildings do you focus in on? I can see here there you go, property types. Could you give us a little bit of a case study for the different product types? Because I think we have people here in multifamily, development, and retail. I think we have everybody in all the product classes. If you can give us kind of an overview.
Yeah, so for development, we're very much involved in initial evaluation of the building and building it at a higher efficiency, and you can get money from the utilities. A lot of the utilities give money if you build beyond the Title 24, like LADWP will pay you if you're building more than 10% above the building code. So new development, there's money out there. Multifamily, there's all kinds of money associated with water retrofits. So there's money there as well. Commercial side and retail, we're looking at solar or LEDs, anything like that makes sense. So we work in all these different property types. It's just figuring out what the building actually needs. How do we get there? Yes, C-PACE financing. So how do we analyze the building, right? And what does it need? So we can do all that. First, we like to benchmark it to understand how it's performing. That compliance reporting is tied to, it's called Energy Star benchmarking, and it's kind of like a financial statement for your building, and it shows how efficient the building actually is operating.
Nice. And then any other questions? Anyone else have any questions?
So there was a chat I saw through the chat. C-PACE, yes. So C-PACE is a great opportunity for it's property assessed clean energy, if you don't know what the acronym means. And it's basically a bond in the city in which the building is located, and that bond is funded by investors. But what it does is it's attached to the building as an assessment similar to a Mello-Roos, and it stays with the building. So if you were to buy a building that needed a lot of work, you could get it all financed through PACE. It ends up on your property taxes. You pay for it twice a year, and when you sell the building, it goes with the building. So it's a great way to finance a large retrofit on a building. Right now, most of PACE financing has to be at least $1 million worth of work, but that could be, solar, battery, HVAC retrofit, LEDs, new roof, all of that could be swung in there, and seismic is also covered by PACE.
Wow. Awesome.
Anyone have any other questions?
No, I think that covers a lot. Thank you, Marika. You really gave us a
Sure.
lot of feedback. Yeah. I mean, is there, so you mentioned fluorescent lighting, but I mean, what are you seeing right now that's, people are calling you for? What's the biggest hot ticket item?
Reduction in carbon. So what's happening now in this industry is there's a whole effort called decarbonization, which why are these benchmarking reports even in play is because inefficient buildings create a lot of carbon, and carbon goes out into the atmosphere, and it's bad for the planet. Okay. And 40% of the carbon that's out in the planet comes from commercial buildings. So having an inefficient building means somebody's paying more than they should be, either the tenant or the owner to operate it, but also it's spewing into the atmosphere. So what people are really focused on in these energy benchmarking laws also have this is the annual reporting is a phase 1, but there's a phase 2 as well. called a building performance standard. And those building performance standards are requiring that you remove carbon out of your building, which means making it more energy efficient and also getting rid of gas. So one of the things we were looking at yesterday was how do we get rid of the gas boilers on a building and replace those with hot water heat pumps, which are electric, which produce less carbon and also can be more efficient to operate in the building. So it's kind of really looking at how do we make buildings more efficient and more and less polluting really into the atmosphere. Anyone has kids or grandkids on this call, you should be paying attention to this because it's a huge problem with the emissions coming into the atmosphere. And if you have clients that have inefficient buildings, I believe it's everyone's task to try and change that and pollute the planet less. Obviously, I'm an environmentalist, but I'm a financial person by training. I was an accountant for 30 years. So I'm all about the money, but it's also the pollution.
Got it. Appreciate your help. Appreciate you coming on here and sharing with
You're welcome.
passionately and being informative.
I know I get a little passionate, but it's true. It's like, why not do this? I mean, if your building is inefficient, it's costing someone a lot of money to operate it.
Yeah, and we all want to save money and make money. There you go.
There
So
you go.
win-win. So thank you so much for sharing. For those of you who are looking to figure out how to make money with all that Inflation Reduction Act contributions, I know that we had some of our lenders that were mentioning there's a lot of incentives going on nationwide, and especially there's a lot of please reach out to Marika for those programs and to see how you or your clients may be able to benefit from that. So we appreciate you, Marika. If you could put your contact info in the chat.
Yeah,
what we're going to do
I'll do that.
We're going to email everybody her contact information, and then we welcome each of you to reach out to Marika. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Marika. We're going to get started.
Thank you.
Wait. We have one more question. Sorry, I just saw
Okay.
chat. Can it cover SB 721 costs?
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Sharon, do you want to elaborate? I think Sharon's. That's
Sure. Senate Bill SB 721 is the mandatory balcony and
Oh yeah, seismic.
so
It's
yeah.
seismic related. Yes, PACE does. PACE
Okay.
does. PACE can include that. Yes.
Perfect. All right. If anybody
Yeah, reach out if you have questions.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. We're going to get started.
Thank you.
All right. And for those of you who have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of our sponsors and also mention in the chat. So we're going to get started with Neil Sherman on the line.
Good morning, Francisco. This
Morning.
first one is actually Dana's listing here in my office. I invited him. I sent him the link that Javelee sent to me, but I don't see him on, so that's okay. I'm going to take this one. So Dana, who works here in the office in Phoenix, but is originally from Silicon Valley and is licensed in California, chased this deal for probably a couple of years and won the listing over a couple of larger firms that I won't mention by name. So, we're all very proud of this. We think it's going to sell. My understanding is prices in Oakland have been coming down a little bit, but I still think this is going to sell. It's 16 units. I lost the phone rang and the screen went, all right, there you go. So it's 16 units and it's a nice property. I haven't physically been there. Dana's been there several times over the last couple of years, including recently, but I've seen a bunch more pictures than this. It's a nice property. It's a good location. Adams Point, again, I haven't been there personally, but I understand that's a good location in Oakland. I realize you guys are all in predominantly Los Angeles or LA County, but still, this is a California multifamily deal. And if you have a buyer for 16 units in California and they're open to Oakland, I highly encourage you to show this to them. You would reach out to Dana in my office instead of me. And even though that number there says 7210, that's my direct line. If you dial 7203, you'll get Dana directly and you can, he could send you anything you want. He knows this property backwards and forward. I do not. So that's basically all I could tell you about 421 Staten Avenue in Oakland. Although I will say, before you switch slides, I will say there is $105,000 to the broker who brings the buyer. So that's something.
There you go. Appreciate you, Neil. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Now, this one I know a lot about. We represented this owner in another transaction right down the street. We've probably sold, Dana and I have probably closed more land deals and assemblages on Apache Boulevard / light rail than probably the next 2 or 3 brokers combined. We've been doing this for years. Most of the time it requires an assemblage of, 4 to 7 or 8 parcels. In this case, it's just one single parcel. What I love about this piece, though, is you have frontage on Apache Boulevard, which is where light rail is. You don't have to know Tempe, but I'll just tell you, it's got frontage on 3 streets. Apache Boulevard right in front. That side street is called River Drive. The back street is Lemon.
These are all
You could have
people
ingress and egress on 3 different streets.
presenting their
The property is already permitted. We've known this guy since way before he bought this. He bought this, zoned, partially zoned, but not at all entitled to permitted. He's done all that work. It's taken him a couple of years. So right now, you can buy this piece and get all of the plans, all of the permits. You could literally break ground on this thing, quicker than anything, either in Phoenix or LA. I don't know the rules in LA, but I've got to imagine it's got to be at least like here, a year or two, between entitlement and permitting, and zoning. So this is all done. And if you have somebody who wants to buy a small piece, this is not a big piece, it's under 30,000 square feet, but you could put 15 apartments. And by the way, it doesn't say it there for lack of space, but that's 10 2-bedrooms and 10 2-bedrooms and 5 1-bedrooms, if anyone wants to know. You could call me, you could call Dana. We have a full set of plans. I think it's 45 pages or so. And like I said, this is zoned, entitled, permitted, and ready to rock and roll.
Amazing. Thank you, Neil.
My pleasure.
Awesome. So for those of you who are looking to get out there and get some development experience, man, awesome. So we'll keep going. If anybody has questions, please interrupt us. No questions. All right. Thank you, Neil. All right. Rira. Is Rira on the line? Ooh, didn't catch her today, but maybe we'll catch her maybe she'll log on in a little bit. If you want to message her, DJ, I know she's always usually prompt on here.
yes, I just did.
We'll go to the next slide. Gregory.
Excellent. Thank you, Francisco. Got this really cool property here in Studio City. It is 6 individual condo units with APN numbers, individualized APN numbers. The current owner has always owned and managed it as an apartment building. We are selling it for 3.99, but I think if you establish the CCNRs and the HOA, building's probably worth closer to 5.5 million. Built in 2013, it's currently not subject to local or statewide rent control. It's a very, very well-maintained property. Fairly new condo units on Moore Park Street on the corner there in Studio City. Very, 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 very well maintained. If you have any owners or junior developers looking for a little upside on the condo sales, please feel free to give me a call.
Great, thank you.
This is my second listing here. This is a commercial office building in Rosemead in the San Gabriel Valley. This office building is currently used as an accounting office. but can be used for medical office. Currently, the main owner user is in the second floor, which is 4,500 square feet. There are two smaller units on the ground floor. One is a health clinic that occupies about 900 square feet, and the other unit, which is about 800 square feet, is currently vacant. So this is ideal for an owner user, any kind of professional services, accountancy, law, architecture, medical, parking. There's sufficient parking. There's 25 parking spaces on site. I spoke to the city of Rosemead. Medical office is more than acceptable as the current office use. The parking requirement is the same. If you have any owner users interested, please feel free to give me a call. Great building, and priced at 2.7.
Perfect. Anybody have any questions? No questions. Excellent, Greg. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks, Francisco.
Thank you, brother. Mr. Sullivan.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome.
Looks like I'm presenting 3 properties today. This is one that's a brand new construction. We're in the process right now of setting up a master lease on this property with a nonprofit, and it will be more like a almost not like a net lease deal, but very similar to a net lease deal, long-term lease. I think we'll get it close to like a 6 cap rate on this one. Again, it's mostly 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. So the 3 bedrooms are all townhomes, and it's right off of Vermont and Imperial Highway. So it's right next to the 105 freeway. But yeah, this is brand new construction. C of O should be in about a month or so. It's priced, I don't think it's priced properly, but that's what the seller wanted. So we just have to see where we get put in the master lease. But this is something where you just either, if you had a nonprofit that wants to buy something, or we don't even mind doing a master lease on it. And then so there's 2 ways to get for a broker commission to do a master lease with an agency or nonprofit, and secondly, to turn around and sell it. So you do both, or sell it to the nonprofit. Next slide, please. So this is the interesting deal. This is 87% complete. This is a receivership sale. So it's a property that's in foreclosure, but in this case, the seller is a receiver rather than lender. The reason being is that there's mechanics liens on this property, and so it just makes it easier. The court-appointed receiver, you remember Steve Donnell. It's not Steve Donnell, it's Kevin Singer. But if you remember Steve giving presentations, the court receiver has authority to sell the property free and clear of all liens. So that's what he's going to do. It's all 3 bedrooms. It makes sense for somebody to come in and buy it, and it's make it all Section 8, because Section 8 rents are like 3,400 to 3,500 for a 3 bedroom.
Did the partnership decide for it to go into the receivership, or did the lender force it?
Lender forced it.
Lender forced it. Got it.
Yeah, so it's lender forced it, ex parte motion, and the partner, it was not like you were calling it an equity, but this is like a rents and profit type receivership.
Wow.
Oh yeah, this is and I can arrange tours on this. To send me an email. I'll get you a package on it. I think it's not in the MLS yet, but I think it's in all the other CCIM, LoopNet, and CoStar. But yeah, this is another
interesting deal. Absolutely.
Yeah, interesting deal. The guys, this is will be the 3rd property this guy's lost. So, and it was on the market before for like 6 million with a broker, but the loan is just under 5 million. So that's.
What did they say from that famous movie margin call? My loss is your gain.
Yeah.
So there you go. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate
it.
it.
The next one is there one more, I think. I'm not sure where he's at. Let's see. Oh, so this is one that I'm doing a call for offers on it, and right after Labor Day, but I'm doing tours on it right now. This is one of Neil Schechter's properties. He lost, if you know MS property on the west side. He was a very active developer in Santa Monica and West LA and Westchester. So he lost about 40, almost 40 properties, and this is one of them. There's also another 7-unit I presented before, but I just want to bring this back to everybody's attention that the seller wants to get this unloaded. This one's going to sell in the like 6 cap rate range, like 6.5 cap rate for Brentwood. So this is 1 block from Barrington, it's 1 block from San Vicente, so it's right in the heart of everything in Brentwood. And the only tough deal is that the units are very small because he divided them up. And that's what he did with a lot of things. So seller again is motivated on this. They have another 7-unit deal they'll throw in if the guy wants to buy a package. And that 7 units is in Santa Monica. But if you're interested in any of these Neil Schechter deals, just send me an email and I'll send you the packages and the tour dates, and we'll set up tour dates too. Thanks,
Got it.
Francis.
Got it. Thank you. Oh man, I forgot. I'm putting these ones together. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I have here a couple set of duplexes. So we actually have some offers that are below $1 million right now. That on these properties, these are actually good, for development. We were endeavoring for a developer to come in here and take them. We had some groups that came in here that wanted to acquire. They wanted parcels to be contiguous. Unfortunately, that middle owner is telling us to go pound sand, even if we gave him $5 million. So it's one of those situations. So what's happened is that we've gone to escrow a couple times. We actually got some inspection reports. We're going to be fixing up some of these properties, either for a flip opportunity, handle some of the major issues and then sell as a flip. But there is an opportunity here for us to kind of get these off the books as our client has a trade upcoming. So just wanted to bring it out there. If anybody has, they're both duplexes. You can see the lot sizes there. I can give you more details, as if you guys have somebody, but yep, it's right here off of West Adams. And yeah, so if anybody has any details, happy to go over that with you guys. So we'll go to the next slide. We have Kathy. Kathy on the line. No, Kathy. All right, we'll try to see if we can get back to Rira and Kathy in a bit. Couple deals. All right, we have Dario.
Hey guys, good morning.
Morning.
So we listed this on the market, RTI for 6 units, 2 units in the front with an additional ADU, single family home in the middle, and then a duplex in the back. In Melrose Hill area by Melrose and Harvard. Site has already been demolished, delivered vacant. We've had pretty decent activity on this already. Already have a couple offers, which happened in the first couple days of listing it. So good activity. Seller will do a deal somewhere in the 1.3 range.
Awesome.
Next. So I just listed this. This is City of LA. I don't know, I shouldn't say Culver City. It's City of LA, but it's adjacent, literally at the border of Culver City. So the beauty is you get City of LA zoning, but you get Culver City hospitality. This is an owner-user building. It's a medical surgery surgeon. He's retiring, selling off his property. It's on a big lot, 13,000 square feet on an alley on a corner with a ton of car traffic. We know the price per square foot on the building is high. We started at the seller at a higher price. They'll do a deal somewhere in the 6s, but it's really for development. You can do an owner user with a land bank potential for the future. You can build unlimited density here. You can build high rise if you want to. You're surrounded by a bunch of new construction. Needless to say, jobs here. Demand. This is as demand as it gets for location and development. So. Available, I can show it anytime after hours or on weekends, preferably during the week, and just a great property.
Awesome. Anybody have any questions or no questions? Excellent, Dario. Appreciate you sharing those opportunities, man. Appreciate it. All right. Leo.
Yes, yeah. Hi, everyone. So this is one of my listings. It is in Alhambra, Los Angeles County, just next to City Hall, City Library, It's prime location, very good food traffic. It's next to a couple of good restaurants. So of course, this parking lot, there is a parking structure just in front of this building. So buyer could buy it as owner user or as an investment. So if you let's say if you want to put another tenant there, if you're using $2.25 base rent, so the pro forma cap rate can be reached 7.6 point. So buy side fee is 2.5. Okay, so this currently is operate as a ballroom dancing club. It is a month-to-month lease right now. Oh yeah, one thing I have to point out, the tenant do have a 47 liquor license, so they may consider to sell it. Yeah, so anyone looking, you have a client who has interest to buy it as owner user or investment, please contact me. Thank you so much.
Perfect, Leo. Thank you. And if anybody's had any questions, no, looks like we don't have any questions. But yeah, guys, I think we went through all the different listings. JV, if you can go back to your I think we have one more, right? We have a last minute request from one of our board members, believe it or not. Go ahead, Sharon.
And thank you for letting me present this. I know it's not in traditional form, and it's also a lease. So this is a new development. It's a pure CCIM listing. It's Howard Reback, actually, myself and Danny, and we're all CCIMs. And so this development is being put together by Little Tokyo Service Center. They're a very reputable developer. They've won many awards, including the Los Angeles Better Buildings Challenge. And so what they have here is a multifamily, all low income on an MTA train line. So the station at Santa Monica in Vermont is basically right there. They have 14,000 square feet of retail along Santa Monica Boulevard available. And it's not on this, but there's also a 1,300 square foot coffee shop. So if you know any retail people, this is going to be available. It's available now, but we're going to have COO Q4, and it should be unwrapped very soon. It's a TOC3, so the challenge with this space is that there's very minimal parking for it. There is a large loading dock along New Hampshire that has a hallway that will feed into this commercial space. So something along the lines of a gym, mattress store, something that doesn't require a lot of parking, that would be transit friendly. There's a lot of other developments going on in the area. So this is kind of a hub for, I'd say, 3 or 4 large properties that are going up right around the Vermont and Santa Monica. This is really close to LACC. And are you able to scroll down a little bit from this screen? Thank you. So there's some highlights there. I'm sorry, this isn't your traditional format, but the area 1 is the dark. Can you scroll up a little bit, please? The large darked out area, building A, is the retail space that's available. Building B, the smaller space, has a cutout where there's a coffee shop that's right on, it's 1,300 square feet, and that's available right on the train line as well. If you have any questions, I'll go ahead and put my contact information, and then the rate is negotiable. I leased their food court to one master tenant, and our rate was at $350 a square foot, and the triple nets were just over $1. And the developer is very easy to work with. They're extremely, professional. And can you keep scrolling down, if you don't mind? So this is a little bit of the large anchor spot. There's New Hampshire. You've got your loading dock. A lot of frontage along Santa Monica Boulevard. And keep going, please. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. So this is about the property. It's available. You can see it on LoopNet CoStar. You'll see all the detail. And there's some pictures down at the bottom, and then I'll be just about finished. So the shell space, I just did a walkthrough on it. So it's basically done. And it should be unwrapped very soon. And I will go ahead and put my contact information to everybody. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you very much for letting me present.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sharon. Appreciate everybody who's joining on the call. And again, we're going to do a quick, do some quick announcements before everybody leaves. We actually have a series of events that are coming up right now. For those of you who don't know, we're quick. Wait for JV to be able to put that up on the screen. But number one, we want to be able to have a mixer. So yeah, everybody who's on the line, please make sure you either put your email in the chat. Number one, make sure you put your email in the chat. You can make it private. You could send it to DJ or myself. What we want to do is we want to be able to send you guys, first of all, oh, by the way, thank you to all our presenters. Number one, without you guys, we wouldn't have our broker forum, and we appreciate you guys coming here and sharing your listings. But number two, we want to be able to have you guys all in person to meet each other and have a location that we can all have a majority vote on, if that makes sense. We have a lot of you who are in Beverly Hills. We have a lot of you who are here in Pasadena. We have folks who are in the South Bay. So it really, again, we want to be able to get a vote on where we're going to have our next our next mixer. So please keep a lookout. We have our next ones planned for September 18th. Okay. 9 a.m. But again, that could change depending on our doodle, and we're going to potentially put together what you would call mixer event. So please please email us, message us in the comments. We appreciate you guys coming down here or jumping on Zoom and attending this event. We're, again, looking to spice things up with our mixers. And DJ, let's keep going to the next slide. Do we have education? So right now we actually have our election general meeting coming up. For those of you who are looking for a fun time to network, meet each other at the University Club here in Pasadena, we have the event coming up Wednesday, the 28th, which is next week. We also have our upcoming Working with Fiduciary event, October 9th. For those of you who are not familiar with fiduciaries, working with trust and estate planning attorneys, working with banks and their trust departments. As you guys can imagine, Matthew, you already talked about receivers and dealing with other types of receivers or a different type of fiduciaries as well. It's fundamentally looking at working with these people in a capacity and leveraging your CCIM education and to be able to be more of service to our industry, as we're starting to see more and more requirements for professionals like yourselves on the call to work with these fiduciaries in the upcoming economy. So we welcome everybody's opportunity. Everybody who, if you don't know what the heck fiduciaries are, you should be on that event. Put it that way. All right. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everybody's time. Thank you again for joining us for our broker forum. Again, we have a series of other education events, which we'll post here for you guys. I will see you guys in person next month. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Francisco. So good to hear you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.